As Mr. Cornejo just mentioned, we're here just a day after a gunman killed 3 people and wounded a 4th in Nevada, and just a few weeks after, right here in New Hampshire, a security guard at a psychiatric hospital was shot and killed. What, if anything, needs to happen at the federal level to prevent this kind of violence?
We have a culture of life in this country. We literally allow unborn children to be murdered with impunity through the 9th month of pregnancy in like 7 states in this nation. And so I recognize that we do have a gun problem in this country and that we do need some common sense gun laws. But we also need to recognize that we have another genocide going on, and the death toll for that is in the tens of thousands every single year. We need to acknowledge that and take that very seriously, especially as Democrats, because it is our party that is perpetuating this injustice.
President Biden, who finished 5th in the New Hampshire primary 4 years ago, is skipping at this time to comply with the DNC's changes to the nominating calendar. And as Secretary Scanlon referenced, Florida Democrats scrapping their primary altogether. What do you make of these moves and the process by which we choose the nominees?
The will of the voters. They have ignored the 4 in 10 Democrats who think that abortion should be restricted to the first trimester as often as they possibly can. And in fact, some years ago, the Democratic Party removed inclusion language in the party platform that allowed for a diversity of views on the abortion issue and replaced it with unrestricted abortion on taxpayer dollars. Does that represent you? Because it doesn't represent most Democrats, but they did it anyways.
An extended ceasefire in order to get all the American hostages out of Israel, or should we defer to the military and political leadership of Israel as to how to go forward?
I believe violence should only be used in the most egregious situations. And I want to agree with so many of my fellow panelists that life matters, obviously, and that we need to take this very seriously. You know, watching my Instagram feed and seeing how many people are commenting on the plight of children in Palestine and in Israel, I obviously sympathize with that deeply, but I am constantly shocked by my peers' inability to see the genocide that is happening right here, right now. And I'm encouraging everyone to look at those victims. In that same abortion center, canceled her abortion appointment. She was facing eviction, a series of hardships, and I raised $4,000 for her, and she canceled her abortion because she didn't want the abortion. She was just broke. $4,000 is a lot of money to most Americans, but it is a tragedy that that is what so often stands between parents being able to keep their children and an exploitive industry going after them to profit from it, to exploit their situation for profit. And I think that this is something that Republicans just can't address. It is up to us, Democrats, to recognize the injustice that's happening so that we can provide for people in this country, so that we can do the hard work of creating safe and sustainable communities for every American. And if you agree with that value, I invite you to visit my website, Terrisa2024.com, and join the Terrisa for President community.